Nächste wieder rechts. Und geradeaus. Hallo. Was war das denn hier? Alpha-Wand oder was? Geh doch geradeaus, Mensch. Blindenschrift. Okay. Antenne. Hm.
Good evening, sir. It's me again.
Leave me alone, I say, whoever you are.
It cannot be safe for a blind man to live here alone. Let me enter, sir. I swear I mean you no harm.
Well, a voice never lies, and yours clearly is the voice of a gentleman. All right, Doctor, come on in.
Okay,
What
spannend.
kind of gentleman pays visits to people at this late hour?
Erstmal würde ich ganz gerne ausplündern hier. Vielen Dank, dass du mich reingelassen hast. Aber ich vermute, du hast hier ein paar schöne Sachen. Ich bin Arzt und ich muss mich ja irgendwie finanzieren können hier. Wir sind ja keine Wohltäter, ne?
Tell me, how do you see the world these
Ja, gleich, Kollege, gleich. Nicht so eine Hektik hier. Mal ein bisschen Geld klauen. So. Jetzt können wir mit ihm... Oh, ein Brief. Brief von Loretta. Brief von Loretta. Der wird bestimmt dann hier drin sein. Mein lieber Bruder. Dies ist der Entschuldigungsbrief, den du niemals lesen wirst, weil du meinetwegen dein Augenlicht verloren hast. Ich weiß, dass du mich für das hasst, was ich getan habe. Aber auch wenn du es nie aussprichst. Wir Swanbergs hüllen uns lieber in Schweigen. Nicht wahr? Deshalb nehme ich all meinen Mut zusammen, um mein Gewissen zu entlasten. Ich schreibe dir diesen Brief und hinterlasse ihn dir in deinem Labor. Solltest du ihn jemals finden und mich danach fragen, lese ich ihn dir vor. Sollte ihn jemand anderes lesen, nun, wie ich oben schrieb, habe ich all meinen Mut zusammengenommen. Also Mason, es tut mir leid. Tut mir leid, was ich getan habe und in welcher schrecklichen Lage es dich gebracht hat. Es tut mir leid, dass du nun ein blinder Mann bist, der seinen nutzlosen Leben Sinn zu geben versucht. Wenn ich nur eine einzige Sache in meinem elenden Leben ändern könnte, würde ich ungeschehen machen, was vor einem Jahr passiert ist. Ich schwöre es, Mason. Könnte ich dir meine Augen geben, damit du wieder sehen könntest, würde ich es tun. Aber so läuft das eben nicht, richtig? Deshalb verzeih mir bitte, mein Bruder, Loretta. Die Loretta. Ach, das ist ihr Bruder. Okay.
So what is the name of my nocturnal visitor?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. As I already explained to you, I'm inquiring about the epidemic.
Dr. Reed? The eminent surgeon? My God. I'd never have expected a brilliant physician like you to knock on my door.
You flatter me, sir.
No, sir, I am flattered. I read all your work when I still had my sight. I loved it. I'm Mason Swanborough, by the way.
Okay.
And what else have you learned about me, Mr. Swanborough?
I know you assisted Professor Carell in France, and that you invented a new blood transfusion method based on his work.
Yes. Those were frustrating but exciting days. I loved it.
Yes, the thrill of research and discovery. This is what drives people like us, Dr. Reed. Oh, how I envy you.
Does someone take care of you in this isolated place?
My sister Loretta and I have our daily routine. Every morning and evening she comes by so we can talk and eat. Then she leaves and I stay.
Do you not appreciate your sister's visits?
Loretta is the best and worst thing that happened to me, and I believe she could say the same thing about me.
Where does your sister go?
Well, let's just say, she earns enough money for us both.
What's so amusing about that?
I won't hide the truth from you. Loretta sells a fake miracle elixir to the sick people of Whitechapel.
So, okay.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
I hear them hissing and scratching at my door every night. The sick made mad by the fever. But these walls are thick, and my lock is solid.
Das ist gut.
Why does your sister feel so guilty about what happened to you?
Because she knows I'll never forgive what she did to me.
You run an illegal business with someone you hate?
I don't hate my sister. She looks after me, we have a good time. But I'm just not ready to forgive her.
Okay.
Do you know Braille, Mr. Swanborough?
I'm no expert, but I learned it in my spare time, yes. Why?
I found a strange document entitled Cure for Blindness. It's written in Braille, so I thought perhaps it was yours.
Really? Is that some kind of sick joke? Let me see.
Here it is.
This letter seems authentic. And it actually refers to an experimental cure for blindness. You have piqued my interest, Dr. Reed.
Could it be of any use to you?
No. This page is just a part of a larger diary. I'd be glad if you could find the other pages.
Okay. Dann machen wir
Goodbye,
das.
Mr. Swanborough. I'll leave you now.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or...
Ich bin
What
ein
can I do
Idiot.
for you, Doctor?
Aber das macht nichts.
You seem unwell, sir. Do you need my assistance?
Actually, I feel worse than usual. Can you give me something?
Oh.
No, not now. Later, perhaps.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough. I'll leave you now.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
Oh, ja. Ich hab's ja verstanden. Ich bin halt nicht die hellste Kerze. Okay, 2 von 4 Seiten. Dem Pfarrer Bericht erstatten. Wenn ich noch mehr Seiten finde, dann soll ich ihm die bringen. Dann hoffe ich mal, dass wir noch mehr Seiten finden.
Stupid newborn! You're bleeding!
Alter. Verdammter Bluteckon. Achso, Quarantäne. Ja. So, wir müssen zu Chapel zurück. Warum liegt da eigentlich Aluminiumpulver drin? Ich verstehe das nicht. So. Sehr gut. Jetzt sind wir im sicheren Gebiet. Mit dir, Kollege, haben wir eigentlich für dich irgendwas Neues noch?
Can I help you?
How are conditions in Whitechapel at the moment?
I always thought it was my role to reveal what really happens in these forgotten parts of London.
And you're not sure anymore?
Emptied coffins, cannibalism, walking dead. I'm trying to report the truth about what's going on, but no one believes it anymore.
Aber warum nicht?
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Wir gucken auch mal, ob wir jetzt hier soweit alle geheilt haben, die wir heilen können. Migräne haben wir leider nichts. Und jetzt, oh, die Dame müssen wir noch finden. Die ist auf dem Friedhof, glaube ich, ne? Wo ist die? Frau Sun. Wir werden gleich nochmal in die Richtung gehen.
Good evening, Mr. Whittaker.
It's Father Whittaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
Don't you hear the trumpets? The apocalypse is upon us, Dr. Reed. The final battle.
Stimmt.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in blood. Tell me more.
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Tobias Whittaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
Ah, ja.
Why did you send Samuel to the...
I sent him...
You sent a man to die because of a stupid vision. I have heard enough of your nonsense. Goodbye.
Trotzdem würde ich nochmal gerne mit ihm reden.
It's Father Whittaker, my...
Ja, was weiß ich. Das haben wir. Das auch.
I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this money.
Hab ich schon, danke.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
Ja, bestimmt.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used
Schwierige Sache.
He was an immoral crook.
Er hat's trotzdem getan.
If that's true,
Und egal, was er
then he
gebetet
will
hat.
be my burden to bear during this endless night.
I have heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Oh, ekelhafter Typ. Ui. Ups. Ab in den Hals. Ja. Sehe ich hier jetzt? Da Richard. Amelia. Oh Gott, wo ist die andere denn? Wo war die andere denn? Oh, was haben wir da noch? Oh, achso, das ist ja natürlich der Ort, wo er ist, ne? Was ist sie denn noch? Was ist sie denn noch? Whitechapel, ne, ist er. Doch, wir bleiben mal hier. Irgendwo muss sie ja sein.
I cannot enter.
Clayton Darby? Nee. Christina Popa?
Pay me a glass and I'll be Jack. Pay me a bottle and I'll be.
Der Harry. Da ist sie ja. Die Dame habe ich gesucht.
Wang Shanghao, Dr. Reed. It's good to see you again.
Tingato.
How is the sanitary situation evolving in Whitechapel these days?
My only relief is that my Matthew died before seeing the madness that approaches. I'm afraid we won't survive this trial, Dr. Reed.
Könnte schwierig werden, ne?
What are you doing with your time
Haben wir das noch nie
now that you're
gefragt?
back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to help the poor and sick of the neighborhood by handing out medicine.
That's very charitable of you. But why do it at night?
I've noticed that the most desperate people tend to go out after dark. Hence my presence, to help them when I can.
Giving out medicine? How can you afford to do that?
I am a rich widow, Dr. Reed. My departed husband left me enough money to last the rest of my life. I can spend some on those who don't have any.
Starten wir nochmal.
Why don't you move to a better neighborhood?
I thought about it, I confess. To go back to the same empty home every day still hurts me a lot.
Why stay here then?
I am a woman of habit, Dr. Reed. And for now, I am happier being useful in a familiar place than I would be anywhere else.
Nicht schlecht, nicht schlecht, nicht schlecht.
How do you feel now that you're back in Whitechapel?
I've decided to follow your advice, sir. I won't forget the dead, but my efforts will be for the living.
Das ist doch die Dame vom Friedhof, Mensch. Oh, wie dumm.
I've no doubt that is a wise and useful attitude in this part of town.
To be completely honest with you, I am also doing this for myself. If I'm destined to survive this epidemic, I need my life to have some purpose.
Do you still think about your departed husband?
Of course I do. I'll never forget my beloved Matthew, but how do I put it? Now I miss him more than I want him back.
I know what you mean. And I think it means you're getting better.
Maybe death will take me the way it took Matthew. Without warning and without mercy. But until then, I live on.
Gute Einstellung, muss ich ja sagen. Okay.
Goodbye for now.
Nein.
Good evening, Xiaoshu.
Wang Shanghao, Dr. Reed. It's good to see you again.
How do you feel? Physically speaking, I mean.
I don't feel good, Dr. Reed. Not at all.
Okay, dann, ich hab was für dich.
You should recover quickly after taking this.
Thank you, Doctor.
Sehr schön. Das heißt, die Dame ist jetzt auch am Genesen. Ist gut.
Goodbye for now.
So, dann werden wir... Da geht es nämlich nach West End. Wieder zurückgehen, würde ich sagen, ne? Genau, da lang und da vorne nach links. Was macht der da? Dann nach rechts. Geradeaus. Ja. Okay. Ist da oben. Gesundheit. Alter. Der war Aber beeindruckend. So. Am Krankenhaus sind wir jetzt. Sehr schön. Können wir direkt hier hochhüpfen und dann hier reinwandern. Dann reden wir mal mit Dr. Schwanensee. Wir gucken aber auch noch mal, ob wir hier soweit eigentlich alles haben. Das sind die Einheiten, die wir brauchen. Blindenschrift. Ja, bei dem weiß ich nicht, was wir da machen sollen. Ja, sehr cool. Aber wegen irgendwie mussten wir doch noch mal mit Mr. Swansea reden. Wir probieren es einfach mal. Mal gucken. Irgendwas wird ja schon... wo ist er denn? Wir sind hier richtig. Ach, da ist er. Hallo, Schwanensee.
Jonathan, old chap. How are you tonight? I've seen little of you of late.
I was conducting research in my room, away from the nightly routines.
Of course, of course. Worry not, I understand. The situation has been testy around here. I won't deny it, but we still stand.
What news do you bring?
The news is not good, my friend. We try to keep the epidemic at bay, but street violence is escalating quickly.
Okay.
How bad is the epidemic?
It is killing the infected patients faster. In less than 2 days now. The only blessing is that they are contagious for a shorter period.
Tell me more about the violence.
Geoffrey McCallum seems to have sent his war dogs on a hunt. On a nightly basis, Prewen patrols exterminate every skull and vampire they find.
Have they come closer to the hospital?
No. They mainly focus on fallen districts or abandoned buildings. But they're growing in numbers. They must be recruiting heavily.
Okay.
Have you any reliable friends in the West End who might assist me?
Unfortunately, you will be alone. Except for our ravishing red-headed acquaintance, of course.
What about the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole? Where are they?
There are only a few of us, and most others would not speak to you. I am the black sheep of our brotherly flock, you know.
Okay.
What of my commission here at Pembroke Hospital?
Nothing to fear, Jonathan. Your position here is in no jeopardy. You remain one of us, and you are always most welcome.
I have received an alarming letter from Lady Ashbury. She wants me to meet her at her house. I have been granted safe passage.
Then you are twice fortunate. I have never been invited to the lady's mansion. But with the quarantine and controls, city access is nigh impossible.
Okay.
Is the quarantine serving any purpose?
It is helping slow the propagation of the epidemic. But as long as we have no clue to its origin, its efficiency is limited.
Why have you never entered the lady's house? You are one of her good friends, are you not?
My dear Jonathan, you have no idea how reclusive the good lady normally is, nor in what great esteem she must hold you to let you into her domain.
Okay.
Thank you, Edgar. We shall speak again later.
Das heißt, wir haben... Ja, gut. So. Ich würde sagen, wir können es tatsächlich nochmal ein Nickerchen machen. Vielleicht von allem nochmal ein bisschen was aufladen. Oh, vor allem Erschöpfung. Von einem so, dass man von einem so 2 hat vielleicht. So. Schockpunkte, Ausdauerverbrauch. Machen wir Schockpunkte. Und wir haben ausgerüstet das Schwert. Schaden um 10%. Das ist eine gute Sache. Wir können natürlich nicht. Na gut. So, dann werden wir mal eine Runde Haiechen halten.